Yeah, what up? Alright, so I got a 2012 Ford Ranger, crank no start. I'm by a shop that I normally do some diagnosing work for from time to time, and they asked if I can check it out for them, right? I believe they did some work on the engine and had the vehicle idling for a bit, and now the vehicle shut off and doesn't want to start up, right? So they did some checks, they said they're not seeing no check engine light, and that's when they called me to, see if I could verify the diagnose for them, right? So we got the key on, engine off. I'm not seeing the check engine light, which they did mention, and let's crank the vehicle and see what's going on. Right, so basically hearing that is a crank no start, right? They said they also replaced a fuse, right? So I gotta go on the hood and see what fuse it is that they replaced, right? But right now it's just cranking and it's not starting, right? So let's do some checks under the hood and see what's good. Yeah, so the backstory to this is this vehicle was by another shop, right? And I believe they messed the timing up and broke the rockers, right? So they came to this shop where they did the timing and stuff like that and got the vehicle to run, right? And this is the rockers that came out from, and I believe they replaced some valves as well, right? I'm not sure which one, but these are the parts that came out, right? And next, they got the vehicle running and now it doesn't want to start, right? And they also did some checks on through the fuse box, and they noticed that a 20 amp fuse blew, and then they replaced the fuse and it popped again, right? You don't replace fuse when it pops. It must be a reason, especially when the key on, engine off, right? So we gotta do some checks in the fuse box and see what's good. All right, so I'm showing you this fuse box, right? The 20 amp is an injector / alternator circuit, and that's the one that keep popping, right? And basically when you put the key on, that's when it blows. So that means it's high resistance somewhere, right? And we need to figure out exactly where that's coming from. And right now I have the schematic right here in front of me, and it's basically telling me it's coming from the ECU, right? So we gotta go after the ECU and see exactly what's going on, right? But before we do anything, I'm gonna scan the vehicle, check for any codes, right? I know I'm not getting no communication through the ECU, so I'm not expecting to see it, but I gotta do my due diligence anyway, right? So let's scan this vehicle, right, and see what's good, right? Ford Ranger WE is known for having ECU problem. It's very challenging to get your hands on the ECU, so I know that. I informed the customer / the mechanic here that we run into this problem a lot with these vehicles, right? Especially when you have like dirty injectors or high compression or low compression, matter of fact, in the cylinder, that caused the injector to act up and send a high voltage back to or high current back to the ECU, and it tends to rip it apart, right? So as you can see, I'm just scanning, right? I'm not seeing no communication with the ECU at all, right? Which I already knew, and because the check engine light is off, so that's a good indication that we have a no com and a crank no start, right? So we gotta do some checks, man. We gotta just confirm exactly where it's coming from, right? I have a solid guess that it's coming from the ECU, right? But I gotta check the harness to make sure it's not coming from there as well. All right, so with my test light on battery negative, right, so we're gonna take this fuse out and just do some checks, right? I believe that they say they replaced the fuse a few times, I think twice or something like that, and they keep popping every time they put the key on, right? So that's then you have high resistance in the circuit. So we just gotta make sure that we're getting power on one leg, and then the next leg will be going from the fuse to the whatever load is going to, right? And if it said that it's going to the injector, well, we could do the unplug thing and unplug each injector and make sure it's not an injector being stick open, right? But that's the fact is, once you got key on, engine off, I mean, it's blowing the fuse. So I don't think it's an injector. Yeah, you know what I think? You gotta hit that bell button. How you gonna find out if I got more videos? All right, so my next test is I'm gonna leave this fuse out. I'm gonna put a test light across this fuse, right? Put key on, engine off, and I'm gonna start unplugging things basically. All right, can I get back communication? Let's see if I have my test light on, if I put key on, engine off, if the check engine light will come back on. Let's see. Nope, no check engine light. Can we scan? Let's see, can we just communicate with the ECU? Nope, still can't communicate. I mean, it's obvious. Okay, but I'm definitely hearing a buzzing sound could be the relay for ignition or something like that that's causing that because of the low power, right? So matter of fact, no check engine light, buzzing sound. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, I got my light lit, right? It's kind of dullish, but that should let me know that we definitely have a shorter ground somewhere along this circuit. Okay, so we gotta figure out how we're gonna attack this, right? Okay, what I'm gonna do next is, all right, let's try this. I'm gonna take my test light, bring it closer, right? I'm gonna start to unplug things. Yeah, we can do that, right? So with key on, engine off, I'm expecting to see this light lit up, right? And we're gonna just unplug the harness that's going to the ECU. I mean, it's that simple, right? So let's see what happens, right? So I definitely have a shorter ground, and when I unplug the ECU, everything stops and it comes off. So we definitely have something along this line. It could be the harness or it could be the ECU, right? I don't think it's a load right now. So let's get this box out of here, right, and open it up and take a look. But it's kind of in a difficult place, so I gotta put the camera down and see what's going on. But this vehicle is known for having ECU problems, right? Especially for injectors, right? You gotta clean your injectors, you gotta service your vehicle on time, because it's gonna be a costly fix. I mean, I don't know how else I can tell customers these things, right? And the guys in the shop, you gotta inform your customers and let them know, yo, you gotta service these injectors. You gotta service on time. You can prevent all these things from happening, right? So let's get this box out. Kind of in a tough spot, right? The harness is still connected because I want to just do some checks real quick, right? So it's still connected, right, with key on, engine off, right? You're gonna see the light come on, right, let me know that we have a shorter ground internally on this ECU, right? I don't believe it's the harness at all, but I'm definitely smelling like something burnt. Yup. Hold on, wait. Yep, something definitely is burnt. The harness looking okay. I'm not seeing anything, no pins. Hold up real quick. The bulkhead looks real good, but this ECU is definitely smelling like something burnt. Alright, so let's remove this test light. I'm gonna talk to the guy in the shop and let him know I gotta take this ECU apart and see what's good, right? But I mean, we could do a little bit more digging, right? I could take this good fuse, put it here, right? And I'm gonna put the key on, engine off, and if the fuse don't pop, that's letting me know that I diagnosed the vehicle properly, and there's something in the ECU that's causing the the fuse to blow. Right? Hold on real quick. Yep, the fuse is intact. I'm not hearing anything because it's disconnected, the ECU, right? So I'm gonna put this ECU on the bench and let's take it apart and see what's good. So we got the box right here that was on the vehicle, right? It's definitely smelling burnt. All right, so let's open it up and see what can be done with this. And while you're at it, can you do me a big favor? Hit that bell notification, right? So let's get to it. All right, so I got the box cover off. Okay, let's take this one apart, and there you have it. We got a hole in the box. Capacitor basically melt. Right, that's it, man. This box is toast. Right, got the processor, the IC, all these things melt. So I'm not going to try to make any attempt to fix this box. Right, the customer is going to purchase a new box. We're going to take the EEPROM, switch it to the new box, and that should be it. Right. So until next time, y'all take it easy. I'm not going to do a follow-up on the startup of this vehicle. And if matter of fact, I may. You never know. I'm going to ask the garage to send me a video if they can. But if they don't, until next time, y'all take it easy. Stay up. Till next time. Peace. Turn on.